back to episode 19 of WCATChats. Great episode coming up ahead for you today. We're going to interview with the Richmond Spiders lacrosse commit, Aidan Wooley, and then we'll go through all great Westminster sports that have been happening so far. So let's just go right into that interview. Alrighty, we're joined here by senior lacrosse player and University of Richmond commit, Aidan Wooley. Aidan, how's your morning going?
It's great, Palmer. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
And how would you say so far the lacrosse season has been going?
So we started out a bit rough, but we're starting to figure out some stuff on the defense and offense side of the ball. And when we come together and play a complete game, I think we're poised for a big playoff run.
What are some areas y'all can improve in for playoffs?
I think that we're pretty good when the ball's settled in offense and defense, and what we need to work on is just between the lines in the middle of the field, like winning ground balls, clearing better, not turning the ball over.
Now, kind of moving back in time, when did you kind of realize that, wait, I'm good at this lacrosse thing, maybe I could play it in the future, and how'd you kind of start?
So I started around 5th grade, and my mom played lacrosse and field hockey in college, so she got me into lacrosse. I used to play baseball, and then from there I started playing travel in the summer, and in 8th grade I made a national team for Thunder, and that's when it all kind of started. I focused in on it.
Can you tell me about your experience playing lacrosse for Westminster and how it's impacted you?
Westminster's been great. I came here in 9th grade because of academics, but we were also excited about the lacrosse team. It's just there's so many kids in the school that are committed and enthusiastic about playing, and there's great coaching and great competition every year. So it's just been amazing for me to help me develop my game.
Great. Going back on coaches, who has influenced your development the most?
Coach Souza. I mean, since freshman year, he's always been a mentor in a way that he's just helped me with everything I've needed on and off the field. He's always been there for me.
Do you kind of have a favorite coach memory?
I guess looking back at it now, freshman year I started off the year pretty bad, and he kind of held his trust in me and kept working with me when I think other coaches might have given up, so I really appreciate him for that.
Can you share any personal accomplishments or achievements you're particularly proud of from your time playing at Westminster?
Last year, I was first team All-State and All-American, which was really exciting. That was a goal of mine going into the year, and I was glad that I pulled it off.
You talk about last year, the team's season ended in states, losing to Lovett. How tough was that game for you?
Lovett was a really good team last year, but we came in with the plan, and we knew that if we executed, it would go our way, and we really didn't do that on either side of the ball. And it was just, it was tough to lose all the seniors because those were guys that I'd spent a ton of time with, sophomore year and junior year. So it was a tough loss for sure.
What's your favorite team memory been?
I would say last year, both BT games. Probably this playoff one because that mattered more to us. But the first BT win too, after getting beat twice by them the year before, and first BT win in overtime. That's a big one for us.
And then, do you have any good off the field memories with the team?
So we have an Xbox or a Wii in our locker room every year, and just playing on the Xbox with the kids before practice is fun because we start pretty late, 4:20, 4:30 when it gets later into the spring. So.
What made you choose University of Richmond?
So it was just, for me, it was a good fit. I liked it academically, and they put a big emphasis, the school does, on the lacrosse program. I think to them it's more important than football, which is really interesting for me. And then the coaches, obviously, they were really enthusiastic about me, and they wanted me on campus. And when they offered me, I was excited to accept it.
Have you gotten to meet or talk to any the other guys who are coming there next year and gotten to know them whatsoever?
Yeah, so we had a camp last summer. It was a committed camp, so it was Richmond kids, Bryant kids, Lehigh kids, and St. Joe's kids, and we all come together and scrimmage against each other, with our respective colleges. And so I hung out with all the guys last year, the class of 2022, and then my recruiting class, and we went 4-0, which is pretty fun too.
That's exciting. What was the recruiting process like for you?
So it was long. I was playing well. My sophomore fall, and then I ended up breaking my hand twice in the summer. The second time I got surgery, so that shut down my whole summer. And that was the big year for me, like recruiting-wise, because September 1st, your junior year, is when you can commit. So not like playing at all. I didn't really have any exposure, except for like a couple games with a broken hand. So it was a little slow for me at the start, but once I got into fall season, it started to pick up, and that's when like Richmond reached out to me.
Okay, so how many schools were you looking at? Like, did you have a top 3 kind of deal?
No, I was looking at, like, there were schools that contacted me that I wasn't really interested in. And then we started reaching out to, like, Richmond was not originally, like, on one of my lists of, like, priority schools. So the schools I was reaching out to, they wanted to see me play more in the summer. Richmond was willing to, like, I guess take a gamble, basically, after only watching me play 2 tournaments in the fall. And, like, that meant a lot to me that they were, like, that trusted in me.
And what are your almost goals for the 4 upcoming years at Richmond, both personally and for the team?
Like personally, I want to get better like every day there. I want to get stronger, faster, smarter on the field, and I think that with the guys we have coming in, like, we're looking great for the future. And obviously, goal is to win the A10 every year, make the tournament, but also make a run in the tournament, championship weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you're switching to midfield at Richmond. You play attack right now. Which do you like better? Attack, midfield?
I have to say midfield.
Okay.
I like being able to like move around the field more, like get up and down. Playing attack is a little restrictive in that like you don't really create like odd man opportunities and like fast breaks and stuff. And I feel like I'm more impactful through the midfield at times.
So do you really like playing defense too?
I will play defense.
But more attack?
Yeah, I've become more offensively minded since I've started playing attack more.
Over the past 4 years playing, have you developed any rivalries almost with other players on teams you play a lot?
I don't know. I would say like in Georgia, definitely I'm friends with most like everyone that like we're competing against. Like I have a lot of friends from my travel team, and then like other kids I've gotten to know just like through playing. In the summer, it was less of like a personal rivalry, but a team thing. We went back and forth with the Baltimore Crabs over and over again, and it was like win one, lose one, win one, lose one.
Did you come out on top at the end, or?
They got us
Ooh.
to end the summer, to end our summer. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite like team bonding thing? I know you'll do Friday night dinner sometimes before weekend games. What's your favorite like memory from that this season?
It's a good question. I think that we had a dinner at Finn Regal's house. Like some of the dinners are like pretty relaxed, and we have like an early game or something Saturday, so we don't do much. But at Finn Regal's house, we were just playing. Like, we played a ton of games that night, and I feel like the team all got closer. It's just one big group of kids.
You want to explain, at the sidelines of all your games is, I believe, Mother Goose. What's the backstory behind that?
I actually don't know. It's one of those things that's probably been around like longer than I've been alive. I just inherited her, and I keep her. I have to take her to every game, and like we just play for her.
Y'all got some stickers now for your helmet.
Yeah, we do.
What will be the biggest challenge you'll face as a freshman next year?
So, not anything against Georgia Lacrosse, but like playing at the next level is just, it's a faster game, and all the kids that I'm gonna play with are kids coming from like lacrosse hotbeds basically, so they're gonna be like they're more ready for like the pace of the game in college than I'll be, so I just have to adapt to that.
And as you and a pretty big group of seniors graduate, who do you think in the next coming years will take up the slack?
Offensively, I think Connor and Mason are front runners. When Armstrong, if he plays next year, comes back, he'll be amazing. And then defensively, I think Brand will step up. He's been having a great year. Lane will step up too next year, and then hopefully Will Davis. I've seen him play a little bit. He's been like on and off with us on varsity and JV, but I'm excited for him.
So y'all had a big win last Friday against Altoona, 10-9. How did y'all change momentum to go back in your favor? Because it was 2 goals, another 2. What y'all?
We were down at halftime. They had just been beating us like through the middle of the field, which has like become our problem. We came out in the second half, and I think we took 3 quick goals on 3 possessions, and that just started like we got our mojo back. Defense locked it down for us, and the offense was able to put some away and get the lead. And then from there, we got just enough of a lead to hold it to the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Now moving to some more Westminster fast-paced questions here. What's your favorite flick lunch?
Firecracker chicken, definitely.
Good
That's a
choice.
classic.
Do you have like a favorite, other than maybe Spatio, a favorite study, or like if you have a free place to get work done?
If I want to get work done, I go to the library, but like most of my frees, I'll just spend in the bottom of Hawkins.
Good choice. One last question. We ask this at the end of every interview with every guest. What's one piece of advice you give to a younger lacrosse player?
I would just say, like, to get ready for high school, just like the most you can do is just like improve what you can, like fix yourself, like get faster, get stronger, get better with the stick, get smarter. Just watch lacrosse and like love being around the game, because it's really gonna help you when you get into high school.
Thank you so much for coming on, Aidan. It was great getting to talk to you, and good luck the next 4 years playing, obviously, rest of this season for Westminster, and then the next 4 years at Richmond.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Aidan, so much for giving your time to talk to us. It was great hearing about your Westminster lacrosse career and your plans for the future. Now to get into some Wildcat sports. First up, baseball. They're still undefeated in region play, 7-0, and they won their doubleheader Friday versus Stevenson. They mercy ruled both games. Offense was amazing. They won 20-1 in the first game, just disgusting. They play tonight at Hateville Charter for another region game, and then they play them again this Friday at home, so make sure to come out to watch and support the baseball team as they continue their great season. Now moving over to boys lacrosse, we just spoke about this with Aidan. They beat Alatuna on Friday 10-9. It was a fantastic game, and then they play this Friday against Cambridge. And then girls lacrosse beat Northview 16-4 on Friday. And then they lost to BT, sadly, 4-16 Tuesday. And then they play at Pace tomorrow. Moving over to the soccer pitch. Boys soccer played in the Smoky Mountain Cup up in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And they had a great time, obviously playing against some of the best competition in all of the Southeast. And they really challenged themselves now moving into the home stretch of this season. And speaking of that home stretch, a lot of region play going on. Monday, they were able to beat Stevenson 10-0, as we'll see that a trend in a bit. And then this Thursday, they play at Druid Hills. Then for girls, they didn't go up and play in the Smoky Mountain Cup, but they also played Stevenson and beat them 10-0 Monday. And then they play this Thursday at Druid Hills. And Allie Ross, that game versus Stevenson, she scored 4 of the 10 goals to move her to 30 on the year. Boys tennis is continuing their strong season as all 5 lines won against region opponent Holy Innocents yesterday. And then the team got second overall in the Chattanooga Rotary Club tournament up in Chattanooga, where they competed against the likes of Baylor, GPS, Macaulay, etc. And then girls tennis, they got 6th in that same tournament, but they were expecting to do potentially worse, so it was great to see them overcome that adversity. And then they also won all 5 lines against Holy Innocents. And then there's a great match by Ashley Pedad, who won her third set tiebreak. So, you got to make sure to go down and watch those matches. Lots of action, and tennis is always a great sport to go and watch. Speaking of gymnastics, they have a meet tonight at Turner, so make sure to go and watch that. And then next Monday, they have a meet versus Lovett. Always good to beat Lovett, hopefully, as they're one of our biggest rivals, and hopefully gymnastics can keep up that streak. Then for track, the girls got 5th and the guys got 7th in the FSU relays down at FSU. All teams from all over the Southeast, Mississippi, Florida, obviously Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, they're all down there. It's one of the premier high school track meets of the year. So it's great to see Westminster do so well there, and hopefully they can keep that up for the rest of the season. And then for crew, they had their green and white regatta over the weekend, great tune-up. I think it actually was moved to Friday, but great tune-up. and they look like they're ready to go for their first regatta to be Easter weekend. You know, I've been hearing from a lot of those rowers. They've been putting the work on the land, on the water, you know, especially with how windy it's been recently. It's been making their practice a bit more challenging, but it's always good to practice harder than you have to play, so they'll be prepared for the upcoming stretch of regattas coming up. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 19. Remember to like, follow, do all your good stuff, and we can't wait to see you next week. Go Cats.